Like if I have to,
That's your. I mean,
that's
one of
my
your,
yeah. It's one of my favorite.
One of
favorite
my
fantasies.
all-time favorite, and when leading up to when you actually hit that one series, one book that because you grow into all these things, is the Robert Jordan books.
Oh my God! With the 13 books.
The Eye of the World. Yeah, I think they're 14 actually.
14 books.
Yeah, but I think that's a phenomenal world created, and it's really tough if you would ever want to do it for TV. And then somebody has bought the rights, and before the rights ran out, they made a really small, just from the prologue, they made a beginning teaser of it. But it's to me, it's an incredible series, and it's not as verbose in the sense it doesn't mean like Lord of the Rings, and huge number of characters, again fabulous male characters, fabulous women characters. There's lots of powerful women in the book as well, and that's always nice to keep the two together. But I think it's one of the most exciting series.
I've been wanting to pick it up, but
The Eye of the World.
Daunting.
Yeah, so I found it. I mean, walking around in Janpat years ago in the early 90s when I was very young. And I found this, and the cover was beautiful. I must have picked it up for 200 or 300 rupees then. And I read the back. I said, hey, this seems interesting. And I just went, man. And then there was nothing. And then I went, in 1994, I went to study in London. I went to drama school there. And then suddenly I got book 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Wow.
It was all there at the library, and I was like in heaven. Then I had to wait for 6 again. And the libraries are great there because the new hardback comes in, it's there at the library, you just have to book it well in advance. But suddenly I went through all of those. For 3-4 years, that book was in my head, and you just could not get it in India.
That's the thing about fantasy,
nuts,
right?
When you really like something and you want to go on with it, it's like, you finish class 10 and you want to go to class 12, you just can't. I was saying, whether your parents will let you, but you want to study more. And then suddenly it's available. So if you have started fantasy, moving on a little bit, and you want to get into something that is pretty extensive, where 14 books is pretty extensive, is this series, Robert Jordan.
What's the first book called?
The Wheel of Time. Eye of the World. The Wheel of Time is the whole series. And he died.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Isn't there a story there that he was racing against time to finish the
He was racing time,
series?
he had cancer, racing time, and he died. And actually when you get to book like 9, 10 or whatever, you can see a difference. Maybe he's tired. I don't know. It's still great stories, but I think you can see some struggle. I think up to book 6 is just, and then it goes down. And then Brandon Sanderson was given all his notes by his wife, and Brandon Sanderson has written The Stormlight. Then he's written Mistborn, and he's pretty good as well. So he wrote the last 3 books, and they're pretty good. He's sort of brought it back.
He's done a good job.
He's done such a good job that he's brought it back to making people really easy with it to understand, and he's working out what happens to each character.
That's so rare.
There's some great, you really like these characters in this book. Each of them in this book, you'll sort of empathize with, understand, and really go with. And because you have so many books, sometimes you have chapters on just one. Even like Game of Thrones, you're reading and like, what happened to them? Right?
That happens all the time. I think that's one of the challenges with reading fantasy, right? And also, I think
but
fantasy
Game of Thrones
is
especially
also,
did that. He went into chapter.
He fucked with you.
Yeah.
GRR
And when you look at him, he is like that. Banda aisa hi hai.
I will not talk about this bird for the next 2 years.
He says he says, don't say anything to me, otherwise I'll kill somebody.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Which I respect about the man. I mean, he's created something that the world is obsessed with.
Yeah.
He gets to say fuck off if he wants to.
Yeah, so those are
हमने क्या उखाड़ा है जिंदगी
But I
में?
also like his the spin-off series, like the Duncan and Egg series.
Yeah,
I think
Dunk.
work
I've not
perfect
really-
because
Oh,
they
so
are
much
like
fun.
like they're completely concise, and the series the story has a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
So you know that he's not going to waste
Well,
your
also,
time.
I mean, he's also-
and you're not going to be waiting endlessly for the story to finish.
There are only 2 characters.
He's also been
Yeah.
resurrected, of course, because these books, Song of Ice and
Ice
Fire.
and Fire.
I read it in 1999 or something. then
It's the show.
I'd forgotten about it, and suddenly, I mean, oh man,
There's
they're
a
doing that.
show.
And I started reading again while watching the shows,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the show and the book.
And the book, me too. Very
Which is-
rare.
which
It's
is-
very
Which
rare.
is very rare.
I read recently that HBO is actually working on 4 spin-off series based on the Game of Thrones, on Westeros, the world, Westeros world.
Nice.
There are 4 spin-off series that they're
Yeah?
working on. I'm guessing
Wow.
that they'll pilot the 4 and pick the ones
You always
that they
pilot
want.
because if
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
work out,
Yeah.
you know.
But 4. There are 4 sets of writers working on spin-off series based in Westeros.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
ये HBO is like नहीं ये मुर्गी सोने का अंडा दे रही है इसको हम नहीं मारेंगे. HBO is Gujarati.
HBO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I think one of the things I love about fantasy is, and we've spoken about it already, is the world building exercise.
Yeah.
The fact that you can travel with it into a different universe
It's-
altogether,
well,
and you can stay there.
It's about imagination.
Imagination.
And as a
It
child
pushes
as
you.
well.
Pushes you to dream big and
you
dream
know,
free.
I'm the kind of person I'm happy on my own as well. And I
Yeah.
like people. I get
Yeah.
along with people.
Yeah.
But man, I am also
But
happy on my
readers
own.
are always happy
readers
on
are
their
always
own.
happy on their own.
Yeah.
As long as
So
they
even
have
Same
book-
here,
Yeah.
even when
man.
I'm shooting
Really.
or or going off, and so many people say, man, how do you have time to read? Or even the actors who go, you're sitting in your van for like 3 or 4 hours sometimes. Yes, you have the time to read. You're on set. I take my Kindle on set
Yeah.
with me as well.
Yeah.
And.
But if you're wasting so much time, you might as well do something.
Yeah.
Say Ramu, Kindle lao. Shot ready, Ramu, Kindle le lo.
Yeah. Everyone asks-
Sorry, I don't say that. There's no Ramu. I don't have a spot boy. I am my own spot boy. Yeah, I make
so
my own
sad.
coffee for myself on set.
Yeah.
So.
Guys, please apply. Ramus, please apply.
Yeah. Or not Ramu also.
No, because I cannot say, I can't say, hey Dada. So I'll say Kindle Dada, please. Mera Kindle now.
All Kindle Dadas, all unemployed
all
Kindle
Kindle
Dadas,
Dadas.
please
Yeah,
apply.
There should be a Kindle Dada on Bollywood sets.
There should be a Kindle Dada for life.
Please educate our actors. Thanks.
Yeah. So what is the fantasy that you don't like to read, or you think is you're too cool to read that
Too
many
cool,
people that people are reading it for the sake of reading it?
I
It's-
mean,
Artemis
I'm gonna
Fowl?
get-
Let's be snobbish
Yeah,
about it.
Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl,
Don't like
man.
Artemis
Fuck the fowl.
Why? Okay.
Basically, she is
She
saying.
created a weapon to
basically,
throw.
she's saying Artemis is foul.
Yeah.
Hey, Artemis, you foul. Big time. Stop it. Seriously, what the fuck is that crap, man?
I didn't like- I
Okay.
didn't like-
I'm sorry I brought all this up.
Yeah, what did you do?
I'm just asking genuinely, man. Don't read
Ashwin
Artemis Fowl.
Mushroom.
Yeah. It's not the first time, I mean, people have said that. Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah, everyone is like, oh, Anoya. So, I'm like, why should I suffer? as
I
well?
like to annoy her. Does she like to annoy me?
Yes. The answer is yes.
I love this. I love this fantasy.
I
guys.
also don't like Artemis Fowl.
Okay.
Seriously?
I never bothered.
I'm like, ये लड़का चूतिया
okay,
है.
I read the first one. He's a really
It
young
was
writer.
nice. Yeah, he was 19 when he wrote
And the
it.
next, there was Aragon. No,
Aragon.
is the first one. I didn't get through the next.
Yeah, me neither. और ये क्या
The books.
It
And
was
I find
supposed to
that
be a
really
trilogy.
sad when I can't get through the next books. I'm really looking forward to something.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying what I'm gonna say, but
Yeah,
I did
what are you
not
gonna say?
like Name of the Wind at all. We cannot have a fantasy episode that doesn't mention my personal hero, Neil Gaiman. I love that man. Whenever I write something that's not humor, I write like him.
Okay.
Like he's such an obvious inspiration to me that even I'm like, तू copy करके लिख ले ना, तू नया क्यों लिख रही है? That's how much he is inside my brain. The thing about Gaiman is that I love his short fiction more than I love his novels.
Really?
But the first Gaiman I read was a novel called Neverwhere, which has this world. So it's London above and London below. There's a whole world existing below London, and how this one man finds himself caught in that world, and how he has to I can't give out much of the story because then you'll know what happens.
No, just give
But
people the book and then they'll.
But Neverwhere is super, especially if you're young and you're looking like. I read it when I was 14. And I loved it when I was 14. But then I picked it up again and reread it when I was 27, and I couldn't connect with it as much. So I feel like it's one of those things that you have to read when you're growing
At
up.
that time, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's general for all books also, and any fantasy.
But
specifically.
Neverwhere especially. But the best Neil Gaiman book, according to me, is Smoke and Mirrors, which is short fiction, where he does short stories. All of it is fantasy, short stories and poems amazing book. And
I'm
so
going to read that.
easy to
I'm going to read that on your recommendation.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
must.
So, yeah,
Smoke and Mirrors. And
yeah.
he has this way of writing which just like, which transforms the things around you into what he is describing. Like, I when I'm reading Gaiman, I forget if there could be a war breaking out outside my house and I will not give a shit. Because I'm like, नहीं ये कहाँ जा रहा है, किधर ढूंढ रहा है, मार्की का कोट कहाँ गया.
No, but Gaiman has also collaborated with Terry Pratchett. They've
Yes.
written Good Omens together,
Yes.
which was again like really amazing.
A very funny fantasy book,
Yeah.
Good Omens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Not my favorite Gaiman, but it's nice. I have a hardcover that I spent a lot of money on, so
Yeah, when we did spend money on hardcovers, yeah. My recommendation, if anybody wants to, a really interesting fantasy series is by Robin Hobb, the Farseer trilogy. Again, a trilogy. It's about a fool and an assassin. Again, you can't give much away, but it's a really...
see far.
Yeah. Farseer, by the way, not Farsi. Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Farseer.
Bhander looks very nice right now.
Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb, who's also done some other interesting books like The Live Ship Traders. It's a very interesting world.
The Live Ship
Traders.
Traders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even I thought trailers.
Live Ship, Live Ship, or whatever people want to pronounce it as. But the Farsi trilogy is what should introduce you to this particular story
Wow.
by Robin Hobb.
It's trilogy?
It's trilogy, yeah.
You said it was trilogy.
3 books already ready. It's like binge watching a Netflix show.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for
Yeah,
the third book to
yeah,
come
yeah.
out. It's true.
Like Robert Jordan, you got 14, man. It's like
Yeah.
full episodes, yeah.
मतलब अगला साल सेट हो गया 14 किताबें लेके आओ, you'll finish
Except
it in a
it'll
whole
probably
year.
be
Yeah.
140 episodes for TV or something like that, which we'll never ever do. Yeah,
Which sounds amazing actually.
yeah,
Ashwin, you have
because there's
recommendations?
somebody else there. No.
I have
yeah.
Cactus Friend. Excuse me.
Cactus
So
Friend.
anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Recommendations.
You have any fantasy?
I have fantasies. Yes.
I'm not going to say the words demon erotica again, but demon erotica. Yes. She'll tell you about it after we
Never
finish.
mind.
Fantasy.
Okay, so I would like to recommend. So we've spoken about dragons with really bad versions of dragons and great versions of dragons and
Yeah.
fairy people. I think also if we were to, hey, come on, guys, fairies are people.
He's spoken about fairy people. He's also spoken
Guys.
about gay men.
The infection has
Just,
spread,
yeah,
guys.
spread, yeah, to
we
me,
need
yeah.
Robert Cook right now. Clean up this gene.
So which is
anyway.
your recommendation?
Robin Cook.
Robert.
Robin Cook, yeah, Robert Cook, yeah.
Robin Cook has gone
कहाँ
to
से, you know,
gone
this-
to save the world with Batman Cook, so he can't hear.
So what is your recommendation?
So I'm going to
Indian
talk
fiction?
about Indian fiction, yes, but yeah, of course, Indian fiction. I just
Samit Basu?
thank you for
Samit Basu is my
far
favorite.
seeing my
Not our
brain.
favorite. It's my favorite. I'll talk
Yeah,
about
Samit Basu.
I
she
love Samit
likes,
Basu.
so I will leave Samit Basu to Anoya.
Okay.
Thanks.
But I just, I've just started reading it, so I don't know where it'll lead me. But Indra Das's The Devours is quite interesting.
Okay.
It's about werewolves and shapeshifters in modern day Calcutta who are traveling back to the
Modern day
Mughal.
you just got me, yeah.
Who are traveling back in time. There's a bit of sci-fi also in it. Who are going back in time and going to the Mughal era, and it's quite
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, that's fun.
Very,
yeah.
very
Yeah.
interesting. So there's a lot of history in this, and I just read about this another Tamil book called what is it?
Bahubali.
Ponniyin Sehan. Ponniyin Sehan.
My Little Ponian said.
Pony is thing.
Ponniyin Sehan is
Okay.
about the Chola Empire. So there's a lot of interesting history, and we complain about this, right? Like I think a lot of British history is already archived in a lot of fantasy, but nothing.
Mythology.
Not Indian, yeah.
And mythology, but like our somehow Indian fantasy, doesn't seem to come out of its little cloak of mythology, which I think these books are, cutting through that. Like it's actually talking about kingdoms. But
Does it tell you Chola के पीछे क्या है?
Why did
throne hai throne.
why did yeah. I knew that was coming. Yeah.
But beyond that, I think I'm also going to talk about Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles.
Okay.
It's not bad. You should give it a read. it's one of the better written vampire series.
I
in
think it's
my
just that some of
opinion.
these books suddenly become such pop fiction and teen,
Yeah.
as in
Teeny bopper.
because of the
Yeah.
movies. That's the only thing. So I guess.
but
I mean, if
Don't-
you're
don't
choosing
judge
between
a book by
Twilight
its
By its cover.
and,
No,
and
don't
these,
judge
you
a
go
book
for
by
Ants.
its- yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah, don't
The
judge
Vampire
a book
Chronicles
by
are
its
pretty
trailer.
cool.
Yeah.
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 And I would also say, for if you're like a teenager or also going to something that exciting world, The Once and Future King.
Ooh,
And
I tell you
yes,
what,
yeah,
I
but
mean-
it's, I mean, again, that's
It's
not,
incredible.
it's not an
actually,
easy
for-
read though.
Again, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
not an easy
my parents, my mother made me read that when I was really young, and I think that also transforms you into another world.
So that is one of the books that has been reprinted with the hardcover and the introduction by Neil Gaiman by Penguin.
Okay, yeah,
The Once and
because
Future King. Yeah.
That's
It's
what
great.
brings the whole new world out.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's what reading is all about.
But it's also very dark. Like it's not like
No, it's not. No,
fairy
it
fantasy.
actually it begins with a lot of fun and then
yeah,
it moves on to
so,
some
yeah, when
serious
Merlin
stuff.
is teaching him, it's
Yeah.
like yeah. I will talk about Samit Basu because I love Samit Basu. He knows I love him. The first time I met him, I couldn't talk to him because I was just like, and my friend was
They're
standing
not
behind
different
me.
from today then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, I had a
Just
drink
kidding.
with him after the first Clueless critic.
Yeah.
And I texted all my friends, guys, listen,
Guys.
this is amazing. Look what I'm
Guys.
drinking with Samit Basu. But I think Smoking Prophecies is one of the best Indian books that I have ever read. The entire trilogy. I was so
Smoking is not
blown
injurious to
away.
health.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. Samit, I hope you like that.
So it's called the Game World trilogy. The first book is Smoking Prophecies. It's about this hero named Kirin and his adventures. And there are
Which is not, for older
there are
people,
Ravians.
that's a beer.
Yeah.
But let's, So, somebody's like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, what I love about this is he makes so many pop culture jokes, right? There is like this one scene, he's named a duck Aishwarya the duck.
Yeah,
and you know
it's
an
amazing,
Aishwarya joke.
really.
She's an actress. It's so funny. So it's more comic fantasy than fantasy, but it
So
is
that's good Indian
amazing.
fantasy.
Yes, super.
It's sharply written. That is
very
what
sharply
I love
written,
about
beautifully
Samit
written.
Basu.
The world is incredible.
He's also written a book called Turbulence as well.
Yeah,
which is
which is about
Turbulence.
superhero
Pretty
fiction.
cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
Yes.
he is, according to me, one of the most underrated Indian authors, and I want him to be more popular, and I want more people to read him. So go buy, support Indian authors.
Yes.
I think he doesn't
Because-
sell himself like all these. He's a really nice
Yeah,
guy.
he's-
I mean, I've also
he's
interacted
too-
with him.
yeah.
And he's really,
Good guys
he's
win
really
last,
nice, yeah.
Samit.
He's amazing.
You also have a book that you absolutely love that I also read as a kid. It's also a very underrated, it's a cult movie as well.
Really?
The Princess.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is just again that book is. I'm amazed that more people haven't read that book.
Yeah.
Because
My
it is
name
so
is-
funny. Yeah,
You know
Inigo
what
Montoya. You killed my father.
Yeah.
Prepare to die.
Right, prepare to
Oh
die.
God,
It's a
the
great line,
movie
yeah.
is and it's so much fun because in the movie it's a grandfather reading the book Princess Bride
To
his grandson.
yeah.
The book didn't exist, and William Goldman wrote it and released it around the same time. So it's
Yeah.
like a marketing gimmick for the movie.
Yeah.
But the book is so well written, and it's
It is.
so much. It's pure.
It's great fun.
Fun, yeah.
It's one of those ones that you just have to pick up and you just have to read, and it's like it's an underrated gem.
Yeah,
It
really
is. It
yeah.
is.
So if you want a recommendation, hey, yeah, that's something that you should read because you're going to tell your kids as well, hey, you got to read this, yeah.
Also, if you want to
I like a
rediscover,
mustache bit,
yeah.
yeah.
also if you want to rediscover, I think children's fantasy, you should read Lewis Carroll. I think just Alice in Wonderland and
Yeah, but I think
Looking
those,
Glass.
I, also,
Magical.
I think those kind of books are also great being read to as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to
Yeah.
truly love it. I mean, books, those books too. Also read it to your kid to make them excited about
Yes.
to go on to
Magic.
read. How you are as as parents, I guess, because I know how my parents were with me, with how much they read to me as well.
Yeah.
Makes you eventually want to go on.
Yeah,
and
you should
read,
you should definitely read Alice in Wonderland to your kids. Your kids
Yeah.
should know what happens when you do too much LSD.
Because wow, again, I've said wow many times because it just I don't know what else to say but wow, I didn't see that coming.
Alice D.
Yeah.
Huh? You see it? You see? It's subliminal. Anyway.
That's just like a Punjabi joke, LSD. Yeah,
LSD.
but, yeah.
Anyway.
I am the one from the Punjab, guys. Stop it. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the
So-
recommendations.
Two more series can I recommend?
Yeah,
Before
sure.
we wrap up, or have we covered everything that you wanted to say?
No.
I mean, then there is.
I mean, no.
Well,
that
you
will
know
be
that's
the rest
never
of this
going
day
to happen.
will go. Rest of our lives
I'll
will
end
go.
up talking about Salman Rushdie again.
No, Salman Rushdie. 2 series, both young adult, that I will recommend if you are a beginner in the genre of fantasy. The first one is Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials, which has, I think, the best young adult love story ever written. And yes, I have read The Fault in Our Stars. So even despite that, this one wins between Lyra and Will. It's about a girl named Lyra. It's a fantasy set in an alternate world, and it's about her adventures through her the way she reacts to series of events that happens around her. Again, so the best thing about His Dark Materials is that in that world, everyone has a daemon, is what he calls it, and that is sort of like your soul. But it's in the physical form, and it's in the form of an animal. So everyone has their daemons around them, and he uses that world and he blends it with our world, and how the two worlds collide. And it's not something you will ever see coming, and it's not something you have imagined ever. It's beautiful, so well written, and again one of those books where you will be like, I will snort this like it's a drug.
If you are reading epic fantasy, then there's another one that I can recommend, which I think a lot of people here haven't read, and that's by Tad Williams, and it's the series Memory, Sorrow and Thorn. It's a great name as well. They're big books, and there's there's a lot in that world to take in. If you're already reading, then that's one to start.
There is so
They're great
much
books,
for me to read from
Memory,
this.
Sorrow and Thorn. It's a great title as well. There you go.
Yeah. Sounds lovely.
Cornelia Funk's Inkheart series is about a
Inkheart
girl.
as well,
It's about a girl who can bring books to life. Her girl and her father who can conjure
the
characters from books. It's so again, it's like it's
wasn't
magical.
a movie or something made on that, or some show?
There was a movie. I think there was a movie, but I avoid those movies.
I know, because that's really hard.
The Northern Lights movie was so terrible.
With movies, you just
Pullman.
if you read the books, you just got to be so sure that they've done a good job.
Yeah.
And you understand not everything can be there, and that's why I'm seeing a lot of in Game of Thrones. I think they
nailed that.
They did not upset readers.
Yeah.
Went and enjoyed both, and that's great.
Yeah, that's what
We've got
upset me
people
about.
who watched it for the first time to go reading the books, and people who were watching it who read the books to go back to reading the books.
Yeah.
I think you've done.
Absolutely.
I think you made a
That's
really
what
good show.
actually
You've done your
upset me a
job.
lot about the Vampire Chronicles. I mean, like now, Andrews has just signed a deal for a series with anonymous
Interview with the
content
Vampire?
creators. No, so the problem is that a lot of her books were actually made into movies, which were absolute potty. Like seriously, there's no other way and no graceful way of saying it.
Like
but
they
really,
shite. That's the potty.
The filmmaker shat on her entire story, and also I think all this hate for like vampire literature stems from really bad adaptations.
Yeah, I agree.
And also because
we've all grown up on Buffy. I love vampires.
Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah.
But like this, the Vampire Chronicles,
Angel,
she's
yeah.
really built the universe.
Speaking
so
of fantasy,
I don't react like that, but all the good.
sorry,
Yeah.
Sharon.
No, but Vampire Chronicles, she's built the world really well, and also like given them such incredible like attributes as vampire people. What all happens to them. What is the genetic makeup?
Just as vampires,
all of
vampire
that.
people.
I like vampire people.
Zombie people.
Yeah,
zombie
human people.
Like Walking Dead zombie people. Yeah. There
Yeah,
are no
zombie
attributes
people.
at all to zombies. Let me just tell you that.
Breathers.
Fair
Yes,
enough, yeah.
one more zombie. I read a lot of zombie books.
Clearly, it's not my
You
world,
zombie?
but I should
You
look-
zombie? No.
I should look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really funny. It's a very funny book, and also like it'll make you laugh and make you cry. Yeah, like a Ekta Kapoor serial. Mostly it makes me laugh, makes me cry when my mother keeps
I've been in an
insisting
Ekta
on
Kapoor
watching.
series,
Yes, you
so,
have.
yeah.
They are amazing. What did I
Thank
just
you.
say?
No.
love
There,
Ekta
there.
Kapoor shows.
There,
Love.
there.
She
I
paid me
understand
well.
now why he needs Kindle on the set. Okay, guys, I think
Clickbait.
we should get to the interesting section of the podcast, which I
You
call
mean this was
the...
not interesting? Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
This
she's
always
all
been-
like, what are all
you
this
just
shit?
you just trashed me right here. Yeah.
Our own show, she trashed.
Okay. Huh.
Most
So
interesting bit of
what is the most interesting?
It is
bit
called the
about podcast?
clickbait section
Okay.
of the podcast.
All right.
So what we thought of doing was, since we've established that fantasies are political in nature,
Yes.
we would possibly come out with names of fantasy novels starring political heroes,
Leaders, yeah.
political leaders.
Yeah.
So let's start with our Prime Minister.
I just want to say that I love standing up before a movie. Yeah, like I'm very patriotic.
Yeah, we all
yeah, I
know.
have a national flag tattooed
That's immediately. Yeah.
or under my bangs. It's the so I can say this: Narendra Modi and the Narendra Modi's fantasy book will be called Narendra Modi and the Last Muslim.
Ouch.
We
I'm
did
not
it.
even
We did
going
it.
to-
We did it. We did it.
I didn't even know this was coming. Okay. I mean.
You want to take a stab?
Did you just say take a stab after that?
Wait, it's the last Muslim he wants to invite to his house for dinner. Like, why are you guys assuming
What is
things?
this? Dinner party?
You will read it.
Yeah, it's
Then
a
I
Mad
know.
Hatter
Since
dinner
I
party.
said I was reading that series, which was the science fiction earlier,
Yeah.
but I'm going to call LK Advani Old Man's War
Slow clap.
for the Indian adaptation of John Scalzi. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to talk about Arvind Kejriwal and the Lost Cause because you know.
Lost cause. Oh no.
Yeah, I guess so.
It
yeah.
is. It is. It's an alternate history novel.
Arjun, sorry, yeah, Arvind Kejriwal and the Protesting Empire. It's mega, yeah.
Donald Trump. I'm sure there are
Somnath
Donald Trump.
Bharti and the African problem. There's a good
Oh,
side.
what do I say?
Do we have more
Old Man's
interesting
War,
leaders?
Somnath Bharti.
I think it should be Rahul Gandhi and the Clown Prince.
Yeah, that is
Rahul Gandhi, the Clown
And the
Prince,
Clown
should
Prince.
actually be a thing.
Yeah, I guess so, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there are no more jokes you can make about
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Sonia Gandhi and the Inner Voice. It can be done. I think
Yeah, it's that, yeah.
that kind of works.
So Harun and the Sea of Stories has this character called P2C2E, which is processed too complicated to explain.
Yeah.
Which is possibly Manmohan Singh.
That's what goes on in his head.
Yeah.
By the time it comes out, it's like, but inside it's like this big process.
What can we have about Mamata Banerjee?
Oh man.
Technology. The fish. I can't. I'm not a political person. Someone else make.
Mamata Banerjee and the evil queen of West Bengal. That's actually evil queen of the East because it's not West. But yeah. These are really.
But we can come up with
Usually,
more
yeah.
and use the
Usually,
best
all
ones.
these titles are finished in one go because nobody's going to allow you to have two more.
Yeah, this is our
This is
last
just one
episode.
book.
The
This is
last
just one
episode of the
book.
podcast.
This is our swan song.
Titles.
It was fun being alive.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
The title
we had a
of
good
this
time.
particular is Books on Toast and the Swan Song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We should do Narendra Modi and.
No, stop now.
Stop it. Okay.
Stop, yeah. Like, really stop.
Okay. Thank
Like,
you,
no
Ashwin.
more. Yeah.
Thank you,
Enough. Yeah. That's it.
Rein it in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashwin, for coming to this podcast and
you.
giving me so many suggestions on.
No,
Yeah.
you gave me suggestions,
Yeah,
which is great.
so-
Which is
Yeah.
what is always nice to talk about books and talk to other people about reading is that you find, because everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
But it's good also to find something different. Say, hey, that sounds really interesting. I'm going to try that.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of what you recommended sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm dying to go back home and start. I'm dying to sink my teeth into another good fantasy trilogy. So I'll do Farsi.
New Farsi. I mean, Memory, Sorrow and Throne. That's one you got to sit down. And that's
Oh, that one also sounds great.
yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for
Yes,
coming.
thank you
Thank
for
you for
coming.
talking.
So much, yeah.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Yes,
subscribe to that channel.
Yeah, please like, please comment.
like, yeah.
Please tell us what we're doing right and wrong. Notice how there is no
Yeah.
background sound anymore, guys.
We fixed it.
We listen to you.
Also, we're sitting on our original
Tell us
place.
really what you think of those last few book recommendations which you just made up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Tell us if you want us to write any one of those. 'cause-
We will happily do it. We have nothing to do.
Books on toast, guys. Yeah, it was fun.